Good afternoon to all and welcome to the session, the Hindu editorial analysis for proficiency in English. Let us start with the snippets as usual. What is the first one? Market turbulence. There's an important word here, turbulence. I'm sure many of you know the meaning of the word turbulence. Turbulence means a disturbance. Usually it goes with, imagine you're flying and all of a sudden the flight shakes and then you come across the word turbulence. You should also recollect another word. What is that word? Turmoil. But turmoil goes more with polity, political turmoil. That is a typical combination. And turbulence, mid-air turbulence, another combination. Both mean the same. Tumult also you should recollect. Very good, little stars. Other students. And one more word you have to focus on, practices. I've told you guys many a time, practice, T-I-C-E, noun form, T-I-S-C, verb form. No, only today and tomorrow, 2 o'clock. Otherwise, the regular time, 9 a.m. Now, let us go to the next snippet, empowering units. Empower, make someone powerful, give someone the power, empowerment of women, and a standard expression. And they have given as a passage many a time. Here, empowering units. Congress to focus on DCCs at Ahmedabad session. It goes with politics, it goes with a particular party, the Congress. Before any name of any party, we have to use a definite article, the Congress, but headlines we don't consider all those things. Other words are rather simple. Let us go to the next one. Warming ties. There is one word here, and tie can be a noun, can be a verb. Here, relations and warming. Warm has two different meanings. One meaning hot, cold, cool, warm. But here, warm means affectionate, something positive. Usually, when we write a letter, we close informal letters. Warm regards. Warm regards means what? Affectionate. And tie has many meanings. In this context, relations. Dhaka's envoy to take charge in New Delhi. You can also use envoy. You can use words like ambassador, diplomat. To take charge in New Delhi. It goes right now, I think because of the Prime Minister's visit, a development based on that. A housewarming also you should recollect. Who is that? Housewarming ceremony. Bhanu, yes. Coming to the next one, data point, how the police view custodial torture in India. We all know about custodial death, custodial torture. Custodial death, now ambassador, you can use that word. Diplomat you can use. Coming to torture, troubling someone, torture. But custodial death, someone dies when the person is in the police custody. That is known as custodial death. Here, custodial torture. Data reveal acceptance of coercive tactics. Usually, it's an open secret. Not always, sometimes, those who are in police custody, they are tortured. That is known as custodial torture. And how do they look at it? How do the police, how do they look at it? Based on that, data reveal. Now, some students may think it should be data reveals. How come data reveal? I've told you guys many a time, datum singular, data plural. But data is also used as a collective noun. Here the writer has considered data plural of datum. Based on that, reveal. Imagine the writer considers data a collective noun. Same expression will be data reveals. So no need to get confused. We have got this word many a time. Reveal, what are the words you have to recollect? Datum, data. Reveal, unveil, divulge, disclose, make public. Yes, Kranti Kumar, very good. Coercive tactics, there's another word here. Coerce means what? To force. Coercive tactics. Tactics means strategies. Using force. So what does it mean? How do they look at custodial torture? Data reveal acceptance. They accept coercive tactics. That means they believe, their conviction, their strong belief, using force will be useful, will get positive results. So acceptance of coercive tactics. Public may not accept, that's a different story. Coming to the last one related to sports, narrow win. Wide margin, narrow margin means narrowly someone has won the match. Mohan Bagan makes the ISL summit clash. There's one word here. What is it? Summit clash. Summit has many meanings. One meaning, usually it goes with mountaineering, mountains. Summit of the mountain. But it also, you should recollect words like peak, zenith, pinnacle, summit. All these words you have to recollect. But in this context, the finals. What does it mean? The finals. Let us go to today's headline from the front page of the Hindu paper. Indian global shares slide amid trade war fears. There are two words here. It talks about share market, and shares slide means go down in this context. Go down in the middle of, amid means what? In the middle of trade war fears. Fears in this context, we can also use the word apprehensions. Fears or apprehensions. Because of Trump's courtesy, tariffs, entire market got totally disturbed and the share values went down, plummeted. Shares plummeted, values plummeted, and based on that, you can make out easily. Indian global shares slide amid trade war fears. You have to read this article, very important. Here we have LPG cylinder pricier by 50 rupees, petrol diesel excise raised by 2 rupees. It goes with petrol and diesel and also the cost of cylinders. Coming to this side, we have a few snippets, I suppose. Adani bagged Colombo port starts operations. Easy to understand. Waqf Act pleas will be listed for hearing. CJI. Please. Plea, what does it mean? We have got many a time part of speech noun. Yes. What is it? An LPG. L, E sound is there. Don't look at the headlines or snippets. There they don't follow the grammar. An LLB student, an LPrate, an LPG. You have to use the indefinite article and because how do you pronounce it? L, LPG. Other words don't matter. Coming to plea is what? A request, urge. But plea is more formal and a legal term. Otherwise, nothing to learn as such. Will be listed, that is in future passive voice. Kamra's protection extended. High Court to hear petition today. It is about a controversy made by a particular person against the Deputy CM of Maharashtra. Based on that, I have already read out the news items once or twice. Here we have a beautiful pic. Backdrop, you can see the mountains. Forefront, you can see tulips. Valley of flowers. Actually, it is rather misleading. If you take Valley of Flowers, there is a place in Himachal Pradesh. For that place, we use Valley of Flowers. But here it talks not about Himachal, it is about Jammu and Kashmir. Blooming joy. When flowers open up, what do we say? Bloom, blooming joy. Tourists flock to the Indira Gandhi Memorial Tulip Garden, the largest tulip garden in Asia, set against the Zabarwan Hills in Srinagar on Monday. The garden opened for the season on March 26. I think last time also we got a pic regarding this, but here more clear and you can make out easily. All these are tulips, different varieties, and backdrop you have the hills. Yes. Tulips known, one particular country is known for tulips. Which country is that? The Netherlands. The Netherlands known for tulips. That also you have to recollect. We have another headline. What does it say? Civil disputes turn criminal. Chief Justice of India says shows collapse of law in UP. Rule of law. Civil disputes turn criminal. CJI says shows collapse of rule of law in UP. Collapse of something. Collapse of what? Rule of law. Where in UP? It is a statement made by Chief Justice of India. And you have to read to understand. That's all from the front page of the Hindu paper. Let us go to the editorial analysis. As usual, if you ask the question, what is the enrichment? You will improve your reading comprehension skill, contextual awareness, effective vocabulary, grammar consolidation, and you're going to work on mini mocks. Let us go to editorial vocabulary. Some important words are there. The very first word, dispel. What is the meaning of dispel? Part of speech verb. To drive away or eliminate a doubt, feeling, or belief. Dispel the belief, typical combination. It also goes with opinion, fear, all these things. Doubt, feeling. You have to recollect another word, allay, ALLAY. That goes more with fears. But here this goes more with opinion. Look at the example. The Prime Minister's visit helped dispel fears of diplomatic tension. Remove, I said it goes with fear also. Usually belief or opinion. Dispel fears of diplomatic tension. What does it mean? The Prime Minister's visit helped dispel, remove, drive away fears of diplomatic tension. And the same sentence you may get in the exam. They may use the preposition to after helped. Then it is not correct. In the exam, you may get a sentence like, the Prime Minister's visit helped to dispel. Then it is wrong. Because here, help is a causative verb. After that, in active voice, we should not use a preposition to. Word forms dispels, dispelled, a regular verb, dispelling, present participle. Word combinations, dispel doubts, dispel fears, myths, and concerns. Based on the word myth, we have mythology. People mispronounce. A lot of people say mythology. Mythology is not correct. We are supposed to say mythology. Word usage, often used with intangible things like fears, myths, and doubts. There's an important word. Many of our students know. Tangible means concrete, something you can see or touch. Intangible means abstract, something you cannot see or touch. Two important words. Synonyms, eliminate, dismiss, banish. Dismiss, banish, allay, an important word. Banish also an important word. Prohibit, prevent, banish. Antonyms are instill, reinforce, plant, provoke. Instill an important word, and reinforce we have got many a time. Reinforce means what? To strengthen. And thought, you should recollect that word, Murli, very good. Plant, provoke. When you see the word provoke, you should recollect words like instigate, incite, provoke, all these. Here, optics. Optics an important word. What is the reason? Strength, support, fortified. Very good. Here, optics, usually optics, it is a physics term. You may think of from physics point of view, but here different meaning altogether. Part of speech, noun, plural form, meaning. The way a situation or action is perceived by the people, often political, media related. How public look at a particular incident, how public look at a particular situation, usually political, how the media projects, that is known as optics. The summit was more about optics than actual policy change. Means how people look at it, more related to the media hype, not actual change in policy. Word forms used as plural noun only. Optics. Word combinations, political optics, for optics, public optics, manage the optics. Word usage common in discussions of PR, public relations, media, and politics. Synonyms: perception. Optics is nothing but perception of the public based on the media projection. How the media presents, based on that we decide something is good or bad. We perceive something. That perception based on the media presentation, we use the word optics. Ophthalmologist, a different word. Exactly, Bhanu. That is a different word. Perception, appearance, impression. Antonyms: reality, substance, essence. Simple words. Confer. The word confer usually goes with titles, awards, part of speech verb, meaning. To grant or bestow a title, honor, benefit, or to consult or discuss. More than consult or discuss, it is like to present, to bestow, to honor, to grant also you can think. Example, the country conferred its highest civilian award on the leader. Means the leader has got the highest civilian award. Word forms: confers, conferred, a regular verb, conferring. Word combinations: confer and honor. And honor. Why, tell me? Because H is silent. An honest man, and honor. Important combinations. Confer a title with someone. Word usage: formal or official context. Example, awards and discussions. Synonyms: grant, bestow, award, consult, discuss. Second meaning. Antonyms: revoke, withhold, ignore, neglect. Apprehension. We have got this many a time. What is the meaning of apprehension? Part of speech, noun, meaning. Anxiety or fear that something bad will happen. Usually I tell students, don't entertain any apprehensions before the exam. Exam is fast approaching. You should not entertain apprehensions. Means what? Fear that something bad may happen. But it has another meaning. I am going to tell that. There was widespread apprehension about the new policy. About the new policy, people have their own fears, then we use this word. Word forms: apprehensive, adjective, apprehensively, adverb. Apprehend, here we have that meaning, second meaning. Apprehend as a verb, what does it mean? To arrest someone. He has been apprehended. What does it mean? He has been arrested. Word combinations: deep apprehension, growing apprehension, feel apprehension. Word usage: emotional context, legal context. But apprehend means arrest. Synonyms: anxiety, dread, unease. Dread is an important word. Generally we use the expression dreaded. Something negative may happen. Yes, Vishnu. Dreaded means what? Something that is feared, or you're worried about something, afraid of something. Usually I give the example. For many candidates, English is the most dreaded subject. English is the most dreaded section. Means what? Most feared. Antonyms: confidence, assurance, calm. Simple words. Rationale. Rationale means what? Reason behind doing something. Part of speech, noun. The underlying reason or justification for something. What is the rationale behind doing that? Means what is the reason behind? How do you try to justify? Example, the rationale behind the policy was national security. So what is the reason behind the policy, national security? That is a reason for justification. Word forms: rational, rationality, rationalize. Word combinations. In this context, I would like to tell something, a popular saying. Usually we say man is a rational animal. Means we use logic. We think logically and we try to justify. Word combinations: sound rationale, clear rationale, provide a rationale. Means justify. Word usage used in arguments, reasoning, policy making. Synonyms: reasoning, justification, logic. Yes. Someone has mentioned the word logic. Who is that? Kranti Kumar. Antonyms: irrationality, absurdity, senselessness. Absurd means what? Ridiculous. You cannot justify. Then we say absurd statement, absurd behavior. Devolution. I'm sure many of you know the word evolution. And what is the word over here? Devolution, an important word. Participation noun meaning the transfer or delegation of power from a central authority to local governments. There's an important word here. What is it? Delegation. Usually what happens, imagine there's a manager, he has to do 10 things. But as an individual, he can do only 5 things. Then what is he supposed to do? How to complete the remaining 5? He has to delegate to his subordinates, means distribute in a way, assign. Example, the Indo-Lanka Accord promoted devolution through provisional councils, giving the power to someone at a lower level. Word forms: devolve, devolved, regular verb can be adjective. Word combinations: devolution of power means what? Transfer of power. Administrative devolution, fiscal devolution, monetary. Word usage goes with political governance context. Synonyms: decentralization, delegation, an important word, distribution. Antonyms: centralization, consolidation, concentration. That's all about editorial vocabulary. Now let us go to today's editorial analysis. Dispelling concerns means removing concerns. Someone has concerns, someone has apprehensions, you try to remove them, dispel, dispelling concerns. You can't make out what is the main idea. Modi's visit to Colombo should help advance ties and resolve disputes. I always tell students, when you know, okay, first sentence talks about the Prime Minister's visit to Sri Lanka should touch 2 dimensions. One, should help advance ties, better ties. Second, resolve disputes. The moment you see something like this, the president or the prime minister visiting a particular country, you should guess a broad framework based on the country as well. If you look at India and Sri Lanka ties, there are 2, you can say, dispute areas, something like bone of contention or apple of discord. One goes with the security issue and the proximity to China, giving China the base, strategic foothold. That is one area of concern. Second one, I've done a few editorials. Clash between Tamil fishermen and Sri Lankan fishermen. And editorial also touches the same thing. But generally, when the Prime Minister visits another country, they try to touch the ties, the benefits, joint ventures, positive side. Negative side, there are some issues, they try to resolve those issues. Now let us see how it goes. Yes, poaching. Who is that? Murali. Good. Illegally killing animals. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Sri Lanka, April 4th to 6th, his first after 2019, demonstrated. In a nutshell, his visit demonstrated something. What did it demonstrate? Beyond optics, beyond the media presentation, the close ties between the 2 countries. Demonstrated what? The close ties between the 2 countries, India and Sri Lanka. Colombo, under the Janata Vimukti Peramuna JVP led National People's Power NPP regime. Regime has 2 different meanings. Very good. What is the first meaning? A government that is in power, usually authoritative, need not be all the time. One meaning. Incumbent government, we use the word current regime. The other meaning, system. Tax regime. What does it mean? Tax system. 2 different meanings. Colombo, under this particular party regime, is serious about improving relations with New Delhi. That means Sri Lankan government is keen on improving ties between India and Sri Lanka. And regarding that same idea, it has been presented this way. A series about improving relations with New Delhi. This was evident from the conferment of its highest honor for foreign leaders. How can we say Sri Lanka is keen on developing ties with India? How can we say that? Based on one particular incident. What is that incident? A series about improving relations with New Delhi. This was evident from the conferment of its highest honor for foreign leaders on Mr. Modi and a memorandum of understanding MOU on defense operation, billed as a first of its kind in bilateral ties. Here, billed means presented as a first of its kind in bilateral ties. Because they have conferred the highest civilian award to foreign leaders, highest honor to foreign leaders, they have conferred they have given it to our Prime Minister. It shows that they are keen on good relations, one thing. And also this MOU on defense cooperation, strategic cooperation, it has been presented as a first of its kind in bilateral ties. The JVP's ascension to power. Generally, we use another word form. What is it? Ascend. Ascend means to go up. Descend, to come down. You can also use words like ascent, descent. And what is the noun form here? Ascension. Ascension to power means getting power and authority. The JVP's ascension to power following Anurakumara Dissanayike's victory in the presidential poll in September 2024 and the NPP's resounding parliamentary election victory 2 months later gave room to the perception that there would be a strictly formal, if not cold, relationship with India. Why? Given the JVP's anti-India posture of the past. Now, in the past, this JVP opposed India and it was against India based on that anti-India posture of the past, anti-India stand of the past. When you see the prefix anti, A-N-T-I, means against, A-N-T-E means before. And based on that past, people thought this visit would be a formal visit, a formal thing, if not cold. Here, cold means a negative word. Cold in the sense not positive, something negative. And you have to recollect the idiom. He gave a cold shoulder, means what? He ignored someone. Would be a strictly formal, if not cold, relationship with India. Why? Given the JVP's anti-India posture of the past. There was also apprehension that Colombo might not be sensitive to New Delhi's security concerns. All these are apprehensions. Snub, very good. Who is that? Banu. Cold shoulder, yes, Nagesh. And these are all apprehensions. People thought it would be a formal meeting. If not formal, very cold, means not something positive, negative, based on the past stand taken by JVP. And not only that, there was an apprehension, another apprehension that Colombo might not be sensitive to New Delhi's security concerns. As I said at the outset, I think last year, I'm not quite sure, Sri Lanka was close to China. They had that proximity. Then India was not comfortable. India had its own reasons for that, its own fears and apprehensions. And whether Sri Lanka would be sensitive to India's stand or not, that was also an apprehension. Might not be sensitive to New Delhi's security concerns. However, to be fair to him, Mr. Dissanayake reiterated. What is the meaning of reiterate? We have got many a time. To say something repeatedly, reiterate something, to emphasize. Reiterated his country's long-standing position that Sri Lanka would not permit its territory to be used against India's security and regional stability. So he made it crystal clear. What is it? Sri Lanka is not going to allow any country to destabilize India. That is not going to happen. Based on the relationship, long-standing position that Sri Lanka would not permit its territory to be used. Sri Lanka will not allow its territory to be used against India's security. against India's security and regional stability. Mr. Modi captured the rationale behind the MOU by saying that the security of both countries is interconnected and codependent. And what is the most important thing over here? The security of India, the security of Sri Lanka, they are interrelated, interconnected, and they depend on each other, codependent. Even though the MOU may have formalized certain arrangements in the area of defense bilaterally, it is up to the NPP regime to establish that Sri Lanka means business in defense cooperation. Means what? They went into some sort of understanding MOU. Now they have to implement strictly. They should not try to keep it aside. And they should tell whatever they have come up with, the agreement they are going to implement. But still, Sri Lanka is sure to be conscious that an understanding in 1987. In the past also there was an understanding. When was it? 1987. But still, Sri Lanka is sure to be conscious that an understanding in 1987 not to let Trimcommolly or any other Sri Lankan port be used for military purposes by a third country against India has not helped dispel India's concerns. Means what? In the past also there was an agreement, but that agreement saying that it will not allow any other country, another third country, to use its territory to go against India. But that fear remained the same. It has been there for some time. It has not helped dispel India's concerns. India still has concerns. Though there was an agreement way back in 1987, the fear, the apprehension, still there, not removed. Another issue is what? Now, first one is about India's security concerns, and second one about fishermen, Tamil fishermen, conflict between Tamil fishermen and Sri Lankan fishermen. On the vexatious means what? A problem that irritates or annoys. I got vexed with the problem means what? I got irritated, I got annoyed. Vexatious fishermen's issue, what is it? One of importance to Tamil Nadu because Tamil Nadu fishermen are involved. It was a good sign that there were detailed discussions. They had detailed discussions regarding a vexing problem. What is that? Tamil fishermen entering the waters of Sri Lanka and fishing over there. In a way, it is poaching. Someone has mentioned that word. But Mr. Modi's visit should trigger a full-fledged discussion. It means they have to go deep into it between the fishing communities of the two countries, Tamil fishermen and Sri Lankan fishermen, and one that is overseen by government officials. They have to play an important role. Recently, fishers on either side of the Park Bay met and exchanged their views. It seems there was a meeting. If this meeting is to have some meaning, it should be followed up. There should be some sort of follow-up action with another round of talks. They have met recently, and to make it more fruitful, there should be another round of talks. Follow-up action should be there. A flexible approach will help create a lasting solution. Again, here will help too is not correct. Will help create a lasting solution. Last exist for a long time. Flexible approach means both the sides should be flexible. They should not be rigid. Then we can think of a flexible, lasting solution. Another significant outcome of the visit is that Tamil parties, in their meeting with Mr. Modi, conveyed the point that they recognized the significance of the Indo-Lanka Accord of 1987 in pursuit of achieving a political settlement for the Tamils and sought India's legitimate involvement. A lengthy sentence, and to understand this, you need to have background information. You all know LTTE. Are you guys aware of that? Prabhakaran, just say yes or no. There are many Tamils in Sri Lanka, especially northern part, and some of them wanted independence. They wanted to form a separate country with Tamils, and it did not work out. That's a different thing. Not aware of that. Okay. So they have, for quite some time, perhaps a few decades, Tamils in Sri Lanka, northern part especially, they have their own problems, political, economic, other problems. It is regarding that. Another significant outcome of the visit is that Tamil parties, in their meeting with Mr. Modi, conveyed the point that they recognize the significance of the Indo-Lanka Accord of 1987. Regarding what? This accord, in pursuit of achieving a political settlement for Tamils, and sought India's legitimate involvement. They wanted India to get involved in a legal way. There has been criticism even in Sri Lanka that many of the parties had not fully supported the accord. Tamil leaders have supported, but other parties did not support the accord, the agreement, which paved the way for the establishment of provincial councils. Because many parties did not support, what happened? They established provincial councils, which paved the way, important expression, for the establishment of provincial councils as a measure of devolution. Means what? Transfer of power. New Delhi, which can provide liberal economic aid for the war-torn northern and eastern provinces. This is what I was talking about. In the past, it was a disturbed area. And based on that, New Delhi, which can provide liberal economic aid for the war-torn northern and eastern provinces, should play the role of a dispassionate observer. Means a neutral, India should be neutral, dispassionate observer, and urge every stakeholder to pursue democratic means, to take up or to follow democratic means to arrive at a consensus, common agreement. Provide the path. Pave the way means provide the path. Show the way. Pave the way. Provide the path. Provide the path for what? Where is this? Which can provide, New Delhi, which can provide liberal economic aid for the war-torn northern and eastern provinces, should play the role of a dispassionate observer and urge every stakeholder, means whoever is connected to that particular issue, to pursue democratic means to arrive at a consensus. That's all about the editorial. Let us go to questions. Try to answer the first one. What does the editorial suggest about the change in Sri Lanka's approach under the JVP-led NPP government? It has maintained the same cold stance? No. It is making symbolic gestures to placate Indian diplomatic concerns? No. It is actively working to improve ties with India despite historical reservations. Answer should be, no one has responded. Vishnu is the first one. Yes, C is the answer. No, C is the answer. Question number 2. Why was there a perception of a possibly cold relationship between India and Sri Lanka under the new NPP regime? Why did people think the meeting would be formal, it would be cold? What is the reason behind to think that way? Unresolved trade conflicts? No. Because of the JVP's historical anti-India ideology, seems right? No. So what is the answer here? In the past, it opposed India. Anti-India stand it took. Answer is B. What tone does the editorial primarily adopt towards Prime Minister Modi's visit? What is the tone of the editorial? Sarcastic and dismissive, neutral but skeptical, appreciative and cautiously optimistic. Appreciative, at the same time, cautiously optimistic. Answer should be C. Which of the following best captures the implicit concern India still holds despite the MOU on defense cooperation? Implicit means what? Opposite of explicit. Implicit means implied, indirect, not direct. India still has a concern. What is that? In spite of the fact, MOU on defense cooperation, that Sri Lanka might favor China in defense deals, that Sri Lanka could use its ports for smuggling activities, that previous agreements like the 1987 understanding failed to reassure India on port usage? Answer should be C. 1987 Accord. In spite of that, India has its own concerns. What role does editorial suggest India should play regarding the Tamil political issue in Sri Lanka? Intervene militarily? No. Act as a neutral observer encouraging democratic consensus. That's what the editorial says. Should not be passionate, should be neutral, should play the role of an observer and encourage democratic consensus. Yes, you guys got it right. Let us go to questions based on exam topics. First one, error location. Try to spot the error. The sittings of the two houses stretched beyond midnight to clear the Waqf Amendment Bill 2025, which debates reflected significant divergence of opinion. Not easy, you got to read meticulously, only then you can spot the error. Nothing wrong with A, nothing wrong with B, nothing wrong with C also. Here, there is an error in the fourth part, D. What is wrong with D? We cannot use which here. We have to use whose. What is the correct word to be used? The sittings of the two houses stretched beyond midnight to clear the Waqf Bill 2025, whose debates, the two houses, whose debates reflected significant divergence of opinion. Whose is the right word, not which. Which is not correct. Not easy, as I said. Try to choose the appropriate word. The session of Parliament, though productive, ended on a note of due to the unresolved conflict between the Speaker and the opposition. Now, context talks about though productive, means something negative happened, contrasting information. And first it talks about productive, positive. Now we need a negative word. Celebration you cannot use, ended on a note of negative word. Divergence, not negative. Camaraderie, an important word, means what? Friendship, friendly relationship, an important word. But the answer is, what is a negative word here? Hostility. Answer is B. The session of Parliament, though productive, ended on a note of hostility due to the unresolved conflict between the Speaker and the opposition. Hostile, hostility. B is the answer. Double filler, the ruling party was in pushing its legislative agenda while the opposition remained with the opportunity to voice its views. This is a bit difficult in my opinion. Let us see. Hostile, antagonistic, enmity. Yes, very good, Nagesh. Try to answer this one. Was hesitant and remained elated, aggressive, strategic, indifferent. But ruling party, usually what it does, it uses a strategy. Based on that, the ruling party was strategic in pushing its legislative agenda, while the opposition remained content, means happy, with the opportunity to voice its views. Answer is C. Exactly, very good. The next one, word usage, buoyant. Buoyant also people say. So try to see in which sentence it has been used properly. The economy remained buoyant despite a decline in exports. Seems okay. He was, after failing the exam, no. She wore a buoyant jacket. You don't, for the dance, we don't do that. The atmosphere was too buoyant to tolerate. No. They don't make any sense. What is the answer based on that? Very good. Vishnu and Manisha, Murli, Bhavani, all almost so many students. Very good. What does the phrase play to the gallery mean in the editorial? We got this yesterday. Play to the gallery. What does it mean? Perform with perfection, seek approval from the public through superficial acts, raise minority concerns, ask genuine questions. Answer should be not A. Perform with perfection? No. Play to the gallery means please the spectators, please the audience, and that could be superficial also. The key word for you, superficial. Based on that, answer is B. Superficial acts. We have words and meanings, but today, if you know the meanings, rather easy. Yes. Elated means joyful or extremely happy. Bipartisan, supported by opposing parties. Standoff, deadlock or impasse. Veneer, superficial appearance. You don't have to same order you can consider, but you have to recollect the words and the meanings. 1, 2, 3, 4, exactly. That's all for today. I hope you guys have got enriched. And tomorrow also it could be same time, 2 to 3. After that, regular time, 9 a.m. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.